Welcome everyone, I hope you're all doing fantastic, and today we are going to be doing a battle between myself as Tzeentch going up against a rubber duck of war as Kislev. So I believe this was game 2 of 2 on his live stream, and we're playing on the second map here that is brand new available for the Domination scene with the Battle for Tzeentch. A super fun map. I really enjoyed this in Warhammer 2, and in Warhammer 3 I'm sure it's going to share a similar light. The only sort of downside I can see so far is the reinforcement points in the middle. It means you can get a little bit trapped by some of these more mobile armies, and maybe Kislev, Grand Cathay, all these kind of forces, maybe that have a little bit of a slower element towards them, could perhaps fall into a bit of a trap from some of the faster armies of Khorne and Ogre Kingdoms. But only time will tell, we'll have to see. But in the front line, we are going to have 5 units of Blue Horrors coming from myself, backed up by 3 units of the Forsaken of Tzeentch. But a little bit of a nerf, they have had that spell resistance removed. That 40% was pretty strong, actually. It was going to be a little bit stronger there from any of the spell resistance coming from Khorne, which seemed a bit strange to the beginning, but either way, it has been removed. We are going to have the Doom Knights of Tzeentch in the sky, very powerful, 100 armor plus the silver shields. Going to be so much more important as well, being that the spell shields do take 30 seconds now rather than 15 to replenish. Good charge bonuses, weapon stats as well, which they certainly can utilize as they can fly. You can certainly pick which targets they want to fight and engage in. Carrying Fate Weaver in the sky here with the Greater Arcane Conduit, the Fires of Change, Life Leeching, with the spells of the Blue Fire, Penumbral Pendulum, Regrowth, the Scroll of Destiny, Gaze of Fate, and then also the Oracle of Eternity. So here from Ducky, we are going to have 3 units of the War Sleds, 2 of them being light, going from 70 down to 50 armor, and then one of the heavy War Sleds, which haven't been changed. Double Kossar Spears over here on the right, some of the Warbear Riders in the back, and then charging forward are the beautiful forces of the Winged Lancers. The boys are ready to rumble here in the middle. For the Lord choice, we are going to have the Ice Witch here on Polar Bear, which I believe is probably the most gangster choice you can pick. We are going to have the Iron Ice Armor, as well as the Arcane Conduit. Of course, by our blood, super powerful still here for Kislev, with the Heart of Winter, the Ice Maiden's Kiss, with the Snowflake Pendant, Glacial Blast, and the Guardian Call for the Snow Leopard Summon. So mass guardline in the front here, backed up by the double bows with the spears here from the Kossars. Really powerful up against Tzeentch. And considering we have less regen, or the regen's going to be slightly slower here on these Tzeentchian forces, mass range is going to do even more damage. But in the front, we're going to be shooting here up against the light war sleds, and the Blue Horrors here will certainly do more damage. 70 down to 50 armor is significant for sure. So we should be seeing, good early damage here up against the light war sleds. They're going to charge over here to the left-hand side of the battlefield. Maybe charge good chank. Oh, very nice stuff. Flank charge here down the side of the Blue Horrors. Nice stuff there from Ducky. He's certainly playing very well here with his chariots throughout the game. He's going to be cycling through the flank side here with the Blues, and they're already going to be down to about, pretty much 50% health here already. Already taken off the shield of the Forsaken of Tzeentch. They were charging forward here for Domination Point 3, and more War Sleds just coming over. Now, we do use the Blue Flame here and also the Gaze of Fate. Just to pin them in place, there's going to be a lot of damage there on that one heavy War Sled. And now we're going to move in with Carryos Fate Weaver. Now, he doesn't have too many great stats. 35 melee attack on 20 melee defense. He does have magic damage, but otherwise not particularly too strong. But he does have 420 armor piercing weapon strength. So if he does hit one of these quite hardly, you can take them down relatively quickly with a few bonus support spells. So the Blue Horrors here in the middle are going to be fighting up against the heavily armoured Winged Lancers. A few units of the Slow Forsaken from me, a little bit low on the micro there. And we are going to have some Chaos Furies in the back, just pushing onto the light war sleds. Bringing it down to 50 armour now. Although Furies don't have the best armour piercing, they have good melee attack and good weapon strength. They can punt through quite nicely. In the back, we do have Doom Knights here fighting up against the Kossars. Kossars are anti-large, but really struggle with armor piercing, so the Doom Knights do relatively well here. They're going to compromise quite nicely, and I think it's going to be spawning 2 more of the Kossar Spears. These bad boys are going to be charging forward. I believe it's only going to be the armoured Kossars that got a speed buff, backed up by the Tsar Guard. But we have more Winged Lancers, so heavily armoured troops with mobility is really tough for Tzeentchian forces to deal with. In the middle, we have double light war sleds, backed up here by Winged Lancers that are going to be falling in droves. We do actually use By Our Blood, that's going to be giving us Unbreakable for 30 seconds, but there we go, the Winged Lancers have run out of time, they are going to be breaking. We do actually shatter there with the Blue Horrors of Tzeentch, they're going to be falling relatively quickly. Blue Flame's going to be used here to snipe up against the Ice Witch. She's going to take quite a bit of damage and a reduction there on her armor. Over here on the left-hand side, still going to be fighting against the Forsaken and the Screamers. So I summoned some Screamers to the battlefield. Anti-large boys here to fight up against Warbear Riders, and then hopefully destroy the light war sleds. They're an absolute menace here for the Tzeentchian forces. The infantry just really does not have much to deal with light war sleds. If it was the fact they were still at 70 armor at 950 gold cost, they certainly punch very hard. But with a reduction on armor and an increasing cost, you really have to think more and more here whether you want to bring them. So domination point 1 here going in the favor of Ducky. He's going to be capturing relatively fast here thanks to all the infantry on the point. My Furies here are going to be falling at a very fast pace, and that includes also the Forsaken. So another blue Tzeentchian flame here going down on the Ice Witch. She's going to be looking relatively healthy, 3,400 health. Capture point here for Ducky is going to be taking the lead pretty damn quickly. And we can see here blue horrors fighting up against dervishes. So blue horrors, if they can shoot here into dervishes, will take them down pretty quickly. Not too much armor to their name. And they can also fight pretty well in combat. They have actually used the majority of their ammo, so now they're going to be fighting here to the end. In the middle, you have Doom Knights charging into the backside here of the Winged Lancers. If they get the charge, they can do some devastating damage indeed. And so they're going to pull out, and they're so quick to pull out, and they just immediately rise and leave the battlefield here. So very nice stuff there. We are going to get away here with the Doom Knights. Hopefully, regen back some of that shield, maybe get a bit of a regrowth on. Only 20 models left, but still a lot of health to be had. So here we are going to get Kara's Fate with. I didn't quite see what a spell that was, but it looks like we're going to be pinning something in place, and we are going to get a Penumbral Pendulum coming through the line here of the Winged Lancers. Not too much damage, but okay stuff. It certainly was nerfed quite hard, especially with overcasting with the extra armor piercing. So Furies from me, going to be charging to the back up against Ducky's light war sleds. Really want to push these off the edge of the map to make sure they don't get any of those missiles in, causing some good chip damage here up against most of my infantry. Winged Lancers and Warbear Riders, they're going to be dominating the left-hand side of the battlefield, capturing domination point 3, doing some lovely work indeed. Domination point 2 here at the top for myself. I am going to be capturing it thanks to the Forsaken Tzeentch charging onto the point. Ducky's moving some Cossars just to challenge me to see if he can push me off the map. Now, he had done quite a bit of damage to me so far. We can see dervishes, they are going to be doing okay against the blue horrors, but, they will be falling pretty damn quickly. In the middle, Doom Knights have sadly been wrecked here. The Warbears are certainly here with the Sleds, getting a little bit glitchy in the middle, getting a little bit boogie-woogie. But these bad boys have done some good damage up against my Doom Knights. They've done the good work. They're going to take down the Elite Knights of Tzeentch. And, yep, that's going to be all they wrote. In the middle, Spawn have been summoned by me. I wanted a little bit more armor sundering on the battlefield. We see Cossars just going to be shooting in. Only 10 armor here for the Spawn, so they're going to be really suffering. We do charging up against the Winged Lancers. They do get by our blood, so they're also going to be armor sundered, so they should get ripped apart pretty damn quickly, but only time can tell. Over here on the left, and this is where I started to fall behind a little bit. Too many of the Chaos Fury summons. They do okay up against the Warbear Riders. Still got 95 armor. These bad boys do pay for anti-large and armor piercing, which Furies are neither. But still, they're going to do the damage. Furies are going to be now unstable, crumbling, and they'll fall back to the Tzeentchian realms. So nice stuff there from Ducky. He's going to be dominating the battlefield, and I'm really struggling here to deal with these mass war sleds. So summon the Zargard, here we go with the legendary foes. We are going to be having 30 speed for the bad boys, backed up from, I believe, about 20. I believe it's the acceleration that was changed rather than the actual speed stat. But still, these bad boys are going to be moving around and being a little bit more responsive on the battlefield. In the back here, Forsaken do take down some of the sleds. I actually have a few units in the trees here. I do really lack on my first game. I definitely come into my element on the second one, but Ducky plays so well here. His micro is very, very strong indeed. So we do have the Winged Lancers here fighting up against the Forsaken. Now, if they stay in sustained combat, Forsaken will absolutely tear them apart. You can see here, Bio Blood yet again getting activated, which is such a strong ability. Being unbreakable for 30 seconds when you should have broken in the first place is so goddamn nasty. But here you can see Forsaken will be dragging them down, and then hopefully I should be able to maintain point 2. Charging forward here, more war sleds backed up here by the heavily armoured Winged Lancers. Just mass mobility armour is so goddamn difficult, especially with chariots cycling all through my infantry and then Zargard on the point. These boys will make mincemeat of the Forsaken. And they have pretty good stats, 50 melee defenses. They charge here for the heroicism of the bears for the bear goddess. They charge forward. Look at the bears on the shields. I love it, but they're going to be fighting so strong here in the middle. The Forsaken of Tzeentch already running out of that shield, and they're going to be fighting so goddamn hard. And a Penumbral Pendulum does come down the line here of the Zargard, but you'll see it does some damage. It does good damage. That's going to be for the through unit here, so not too much damage to write home about. The Forsaken get flank charged here by the Winged Lancers, and also Light War Sled's going to be pouring in that hot, heavy lead and cycling over the front of the infantry. And yeah, sadly, Forsaken, I really struggled to back up a lot of the infantry here, and the Sleds just made mincemeat of my front line. Zargard going to be holding the middle. Furies here just going to be flapping around, clearing up some units, and in the back we have some Forsaken, but yet again, more dervishes, more mobility coming across here to domination point 2. So in the back here, we are going to be pushing forward here with some more blue horrors. They have run out of some of their shields, and in the sky, not looking too strong is going to be Fate Weaver. Well, Ducky played really well here is he grabbed the light wall sleds and just kept them nice and close here up against Fate Weaver. If they kept shooting him, it stopped his shield from regenerating and just kept popping damage here on Fate Weaver. I tried to get him across the battlefield. I tried to do as many pendulums and also some blue flames up against the Lord as much as I possibly could, just to give me any sort of battlefield prowess I could. But you can see here, Zargard going to be holding super strong in the middle. They're very tightly packed, and sadly there wasn't too much I could do up against the infantry. So it's going to be a pretty resounding lead here for Ducky. It's going to be about 1.6k, 1.7k now in the advantage. Winged Lancers charging across the battlefield here up against my blue horrors. Cycle charging in the front here with the light war sleds. And in the middle, Warbear Riders still going very strong here up against my blue horrors. The Zargard fighting in the middle up against the Forsaken of Tzeentch. Bear Riders in the middle as well with this fantastic blue headwear looking absolutely gangster. I love my bear boys. They're so goddamn good. Over here on the left, we do see the Ice Witch charging in to help alongside the Winged Lancers. I'm sure here we'll be getting some good spells from her. Haven't seen too many Hearts of Winter so far, but there hasn't been too many blobs from myself. In the sky, we do actually have some Screamers backed up by Furies. Screamers in the back here fighting up against the Armoured Corsairs, but we get yet again more heavy wall sleds coming to the battlefield. Now at a Silver Chevron, 83 kills so far, more or sort of damage value here. We're going to be at 1,150. These bad boys are super strong for sure. Fate Weaver charging over, trying to see if we can tear out the Zargard. They do not have immune to psychology, so for a unit that cost 1,000, that's quite rare indeed. That's why I really wanted to get Fate Weaver in there, do the damage that I could, but you can see Ducky still chasing here with the light wall sleds. There was no safe place to call home here for Fate Weaver. He was just getting shot left, right, and centre. Ice Witch was staying nice and close as well. Surprised we didn't see any of the Death Frost. I believe that there is a spell, a little bit like Spirit Leech, not quite as cost efficient, but can be quite strong here up against these Lord choices. So Flames of Tzeentch summoned to the battlefield, really wanted some good armor piercing here to thump up against the light war sleds and the heavy war sleds and maybe get into the Zargard as well, but they got compromised by the infantry of the Winged Lancers. You can see they've taken down their shield, not too much HP so far, and the Match of the Blue Horrors are really trying to keep them back. You see Ducky's microing them, trying to push through here to get on the Flamers, but I just needed more infantry. I needed more armor piercing, more infantry, just more support here to really start capturing the point. Kislev very strongly holding on to Domination Point 1. We do see Blue Horrors charging through, trying to compromise the Corsar Spears, trying to prevent them from shooting in the front line. Furies in the sky, and more War Sleds coming through my Blue Horrors. Forsaken of Tzeentch are going to be down to a very low number count. Zargard are going to be holding extremely strong in the middle, as you would expect here from the Elite Guard of Kislev. The boys in the back here are going to be shooting up quite nicely. And you can see just more cycle charging. Very, very good stuff here from Ducky. He really put on a performance. Blue Flame coming through up against the Ice Witch. She's going to be using the Snowflake Pendant, which means she can overcast and still have that negative 50% miscast chance. So shots from Fate Weaver, he's going to be using the Oracle of Eternity. I had to pop that as much as humanly possible to prevent the War Sleds here from getting too much damage. But you can see one unit of Zargard is just very strongly going to be holding the domination point. I'm really trying to get infantry over to the left-hand side. But you can see Ducky can really just summon Armoured Corsairs, very fast cavalry as well here with the Dervishes, just to get over and just kind of compromise my infantry lines and prevent me from just compromising the domination points. At the top here, I do have one unit of the Blue Horrors. They chase off up against the Dervishes, pushing those off the map with a couple of the Blue Fire Flames. They're now going to be charging probably back here to try and protect the domination point. But Ducky has 2 points. He's very happy. He's very content. And it's going to be a renowned win here from him. But we can see more Blue Horrors. The Blue Flames charging up against the back of the Ice Witch. I've done a lot of damage here up against the Ice Witch, but not quite enough to take it down. The War Flame does reduce her armor, which is quite nice, and you do see By Our Blood has been activated, but these Light War Sleds are absolute menaces. They're through the back. I do summon an extra unit of the Doom Knights. I kind of forgot a little bit after playing some land battles that I did have to summon some units. So you see quite a few expensive ones coming forward, like some Forsaken and some Doom Knights. It was a little bit too late. I was microing everywhere on the battlefield, losing left, right, and centre, and I really tried, but sadly Ducky was just way too strong for me. Ducky comes through with a win. GG's well played, and an excellent first game on the live stream. And it just goes to show the Light War Sleds still coming in at 1,100 gold cost. He comes in at 2,000 and 1,700. So extremely strong here from this still very powerful unit. Even with 50 armor, even up against Tzeentch, they did very, very well. I'm sure a player with much better micro skill than me would maybe make this work a little bit better. But still, nonetheless, they put on a great performance. 1,071 there for the Winged Lancers, with 2,600 for the Heavy War Sleds. 1,100 there for the Warbear Riders, with 1.3k there for the Ice Witch. 150 kills is rather impressive. 288 and 780 there for the Kossar Spears. For Ducky, we didn't see a lot of Grom today, but we saw 950 there for the Light War Sleds, 750, 720 there for the Zargard, with 1,000 and 525 there for the Winged Lancers. 290 and 0 there for the Armoured Corsairs, with 350 and 850 there for the Kossar Spears, with 420 coming in for the Dervishes. For myself, we saw Carrier's Fate with 59 kills. He didn't quite die at the end. He did manage to just about hold on, but 2,900 damage value from him, with 1.6, 930, and 500 for the Forsaken of Tzeentch. 580, 360, 750, 1,080, and 1,000 there for the Blue Horrors. 1,200 for the Doom Knights. Didn't manage to get the Chaos Knights of Tzeentch out. I really should have got those out a little bit earlier here to deal with the Sleds, but for whatever reason I decided to bring the Spawn out at the time. I probably can't justify that if I'm honest. I really should have brought out the Chaos Knights, but either way, Spawn came out, didn't particularly do too much. 340, maybe that was a turning point in the battle. But 350 there, 1,060 for the Forsaken, 380 there for the Flamers. Sadly not enough infantry support, but they really are very good armor-piercing snipers, with 1,026 for the Second Screamer. 330 and 0 for the Pink Horrors, with 606 and 830 there for the Chaos Furies. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this one. If you did, please smash a like on the video. It would really help. Feel free to leave a comment down below. Please, of course, be respectful with all of your comments to everybody else and myself. And then also do feel free to subscribe. It does really help the channel grow. You guys have been doing it massively recently, so thank you very much. Now, do feel free to check out that description where you can find my Discord, where you can leave replays for casting in the replays for casting section, and hopefully see it here on the channel in the future. And then also check out that Twitch. So I've been your boy Logic. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all very soon.